Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together for the referee for this contest, Mr. Kevin Dubrovsky.
Come on, John. Come on, Judd.
Come on, Alan. It's all right.
Thank you, Andy. And ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to semi-final Saturday here at the 19.com Northern Ireland Open in the Waterfront Hall in Belfast. Please welcome one of the game's greats, known for his grit and determination, especially on the big stage. A four-time world champion bidding for a place in his 51st ranking final. The Wizard of Wishaw, John Higgins. And his opponents, having dropped only 5 frames en route to this semi-final, he is proving why he's at the top of the sport. The defending champion and reigning champion of the world, Judd.
Thank you. The first frame, John Higgins to break.
It's Super Saturday here in Belfast, and what a treat we've got for you all day. Joe Perry and Ronnie O'Sullivan tonight. First up, John Higgins and Judd Trump renewing their rivalry. It's only a fortnight since they last played. That was the semi-finals of the World Open, where Trump led 5-2, eventually won 6-5. He's got a lot of respect for Higgins, and he's well aware of the Scots' capabilities, but of course fresh in both memories is that World Championship final where Trump played out of this world snooker to win the title. He's been saying that he's feeling a bit tired, and you don't want to be playing John Higgins feeling tired, but in a match like this, in an arena like this, I think adrenaline kicks in. Even so, not the best of starts. Leaving this pot on.
So the first ball goes to John Higgins. Always have great matches, as it's been said. And why shouldn't it? Two great players. They both know what to expect of each other.
6.
Both know that they've got to play at the best form to win.
Higgins' 73rd ranking event semi-final.
7.
He's a player who can craft out results without necessarily being at his best. He beat Mark Selby yesterday in that tough battle that we thought would be a tough battle between two great match players, 5-4. And crucially, of course, and quite rightly, given his record, does not fear playing anybody.
Another great rest player, although he's overdone that one. Wanted to leave an angle on
10.
the blue to be able to go into them. Oh, difficult to know where the next red's coming from, whichever colour he takes. It's a good pot, but just left himself in a position where he could play a good safety because he couldn't get to a red, so played the cue ball
15.
to there, so he could just skim off the reds, landing behind the green on the cushion.
John Higgins, 15.
It's Judd Trump's 37th ranking event semi-final. Of course, the current run, he's been on started here last year, hadn't won a tournament for 13 months, has since won 6. Ooh, that looks a nice kiss.
It certainly was. Would have pushed that red over the left corner, left it on without the kiss. Trying to cover it with the blue. Yeah, he can get through the gap. Disappointed. Hardest to find that gap.
One.
Now on the wrong side of the blue, but the pink is available. You may be able to swing the cue ball around the cushions in and out of baulk for that red to the left of the pink. It looks good.
6.
Very difficult to judge that shot. Going around 4 cushions. But he's on it.
Oddly, he's only had one close match all week, the first round, and that's where he had the 3 centuries in the first 3 frames, but went to a decider against James Cahill. Since then, no one's got close to him. But this is another
7.
challenge altogether, and part of that is because of the respect he has for Higgins, the battles they've had, 2 world finals, they've won 1 each, of course, many other matches as well. Most recently, that one I mentioned in Yushan a fortnight ago that went the distance.
Yeah, the head-to-head favours Higgins. But over the last 2 years, it's 2 each.
13.
Tough matches as well, except for the World Championship final, which was 18-9 to Trump.
Yeah, and Higgins in that match had 4 centuries, so although he was well beaten, he still played really well himself. Trump, of course, had 7.
11 centuries in a final. Incredible, isn't it? Trump was a little hesitant
14.
to play for the black, because it's difficult to get the cue ball out for the next red. But he has left himself a slight angle here. It is only slight. Yep, it just caught that near knuckle.
Judd Trump,
Stayed out.
14.
I thought that was in, actually. The table's been recovered, and I thought it might just slide in off the pocket with the cloth being new. Oh, what an attacking shot. That could be a firm winning shot, that one. It didn't hold back.
No, well, he always had the black over the pocket, so took the opportunity to open them. You just feel that, although Higgins hasn't been at the top of his game for most of the tournament, this is a sort of occasion that could bring the best out of him.
And played for the red into the left corner there, but always knew he was going to be on the one to the right corner. If he didn't finish absolutely perfect on it, which he has.
9.
And I like the way Jimmy White explained that John Higgins always plays the right shot. And I feel that way too about him. A lot of the top players don't avoid the shot when faced with something difficult.
16. Yeah.
Well, we're down now, of course, to one table. After a very busy week of snooker, just 4 players remain here in Belfast.
No, he could, if
17.
he wanted, play cannon to the middle of those reds, just above the black. Would leave him on choice of reds. Doesn't have to play that shot. Just sliding past the red.
Yep. 24.
Kevin Dabrowski is the referee.
Well, he looks sharp, John Higgins. He looks up for this. Tell what that opening red when he busts the pack open.
32.
And he was up for this game. Every intention of winning the frame at that visit. A lot of people thought that he might come out and play a safety game, but I don't think so. I think John going to try and beat Judd Trump at his own game, because he can play this game as well, make no mistake about that. Attacking snooker.
Yes, I mean, he can't make a century here, but it's worth saying right at the off, he's only 4 centuries away from equalling Stephen Hendry's total of 775, so he would be pushing for second place in the all-time list.
38.
He has played more frames, but that's not really the point. Stephen Hendry stopped playing at the age that Higgins is now, or in fact he was even younger, he was 43. Higgins is still going strong because he's still got the game.
$39.
40 points the difference, so just this yellow and the red next to the pink would be enough. He's got a nice angle to come down for that red. And if Trump didn't know it, he knows it now, that he's got to score heavy himself.
41.
Had a chance, but missed that black along the cushion. It was a tough black, to be fair. Didn't avoid the shot.
No, but the different dynamic, I think, for Trump today is literally who he's playing. We heard in the interview, he's got so much respect for Higgins. He said, I can learn from him. And this was a little pressure ball early on. that he missed. So Higgins needs this black.
42.
Trump needs snookers.
Very good. 50 ahead.
49.
I don't think he's going to be coming back to the table.
$50. $55.
So
John
very
Higgins,
solid start from John
55.
Higgins. When the chance came, he took it well. That 55 enough to seal the opening frame. Semi-final Saturday underway here at the Waterfront Hall. John Higgins leads Judd Trump 1-0.
Thank you to second frame. Judd Trump to break.
So it's first to 6 to reach the final of the Northern Ireland Open. Judd Trump breaking off in frame 2. John Higgins won the opener with a break of 55. Ronnie O'Sullivan or Joe Perry tomorrow will be the opponent for whoever comes through this one. They're up at 7 this evening.
Yeah, he just caught that red a little thick. He nearly Caught the red on the left side cushion. Has left a chance here. Trump, not an easy one. And he's seen that John Higgins is playing well, so if this didn't go in the way the balls are spread, you can expect Higgins to score heavy. So, big shot this. Now needs a bit of luck. Hasn't left anything easy, but he has left a possible red on. Caught the wrong side of the red. Yeah, good shot. He knew he was cannoning into the next red, and he played it hard enough to have some topspin on the cue ball. Look at how he hits the other red here. Fell in the face, and the cue ball keeps running. Yeah, another very good shot. And now he's in amongst them.
Well, this is prime scoring territory for any snooker player. Certainly for the player currently third on the all-time list of century break makers. John Higgins with 9 maximums to his name. It's interesting he's got another new cue. He has chopped and changed with cues down the years. He's had different ones and had ones repaired and bits added to, bits taken away. But I think the good thing about having a new cue is he would have really practiced with it to make sure that he's got used to it. And maybe that's been a factor in what's been a pretty good season so far.
Played it with a touch of right-hand side on the cue ball to avoid the brown.
12.
Now he's left himself a very difficult red to the right corner with the rest. And I don't think the black will go past the other red into the left corner. Well, it looks like it will go, but difficult to get onto it. Have to be very accurate with his positional play to play for the black, so he may try and screw back for the blue. Makes the shot more difficult. Oh, that's a belter. That's a great shot. He struck it so well.
13.
Real confidence building shot, that one. He knows he's playing well. He's already asked questions of himself and answered them. Trump will have noticed as well. Don't worry about that. Now, the kiss. Favourable. Wanted to catch the red thicker.
18.
Just potted the blue here, and he tried to catch that red full ball, which would have left him on choice of reds. Doesn't want this break to end. So looking for another red from somewhere, even though it's difficult. Now, what's the damage, if any?
John Higgins, 18.
Has a red to the left centre. Not easy.
Well, that's a big opportunity missed for Higgins. As I said, you know, when he first came to the table, prime scoring territory, but he only made 18. But Trump has not punished.
No, and that's what he's got to do. He knows it. And that will give Higgins a bit of confidence in missing that shot. When you thoroughly expected him to get. But nothing easy left, so looks like just playing the safety. So a little fortunate there, Trump, not to leave anything on. The red could have gone anywhere. Chose to go next to the blue where Higgins couldn't pot it. He's just looking at those two reds closest together, just above the black, to see if they're a plant to the right corner. If not, then you could play safe off those reds. Well. He hasn't got away with that one.
Well, we're so used this week to Trump starting matches well and imposing himself from the off. But this is complete opposite today. He's all at sea at the minute.
Yeah, he said that he was feeling tired, and he's actually showing it now. Maybe the adrenaline hasn't kicked in yet. But he has played a lot of matches over the last couple of months.
Well, this is the third tournament in a row. The first was in far-off Yushan in China, which he won last week. Back to Coventry, got to the final and within a frame of winning the Champion of Champions, and then on the plane to Belfast. And it's hard to maintain that intensity and that concentration. Something's going to have to give eventually. John Higgins hoping today's the day.
Free.
Well, a little bit too much check on the cue ball. You saw the cue ball check with all that left-hand side on the cue ball. Just had too much on it. But looks like he's still taking the brown on. He's playing a very attacking game today. And another good recovery. And this time he is on a red, and deservedly so.
Well, he must be sensing, OK, Trump's not right yet. I've really got to use that to my advantage. Hence no roll up there. Took the brown on, got it.
No.
But that looks like it's gone wrong.
Well, he's been in twice, maybe three times this frame. I don't think he was playing for the black here. He just potted the red a little thick. I think he was playing out for the pink. You can see the yellow, or if not, just a slight swerve to hit it.
Yellow ball. John Higgins, no.
So despite all the good chances he's had, he's only 27 in front, Higgins, in the second frame.
Well, he's taking his red on. Another very attacking shot, that, from Higgins. And I don't think he's going to get away with this one. He could have played the safety. That red nearest the left side cushion was pretty easy to play safe off. This is a very attacking John Higgins this morning so far.
Well, I think this is an important visit for Trump because he's yet to show anything of the form that's got him this far in this match. But it's an opportunity maybe he didn't think he would get when he saw Higgins in a couple of times. Let's see how he does here.
Well, he's not ideally placed at the moment. Got to avoid the brown. Just avoided it.
Six.
Another couple of inches it would have been ideal. He's not ideal on this red to the middle, or the one to the corner. And the kisses weren't favourable. He's right behind the yellow to the baulk corner, but there's pressure on it. You'd have to get it. Be very fortunate to be able to see the black. And there you can see you may have to play it with a touch of right-hand side on the cue ball. He's right behind the shot. It doesn't look as though he can see enough of it from there, but look at the side going on the cue ball. He doesn't like it. Surely the yellow is easier. It's right behind it. It's a tough shot, but I fancy him for that rather than swerving round the red. Couldn't have got any closer. But a gift now for Higgins.
So another opening for John Higgins in this second frame.
One.
Won his first ranking title 25 years ago, the 1994 Grand Prix. He's up to 30 in total. Last success was the Welsh Open. That was in 2018, so getting on for 2 years ago. Of course, he's been in the last 3 World Championship finals.
Eight. Nine.
A little hard for the blue, which is what I think he played for.
Back ball.
It's a little hard for the red
16.
on the pink spot, which again I think that's the red he played for.
17.
To the lead.
22.
So a couple of reds required.
$23.
Well, the wrong side of the blue. Blue would make 48 in the game. Just needs one more red. Had it been the right side of the blue, it would have been simple. Just to come down for those two reds. Those two open reds. Is he going to finish behind the pink? Or just in the gap to get the red?
28.
Well, another tough red, but this is all he needs. Near it.
John Higgins, 28.
Yes, it's a nervous start from both players, to be expected. Both expecting the other one to play exceptionally well. A good pot, struck it in beautifully.
One.
Timed it so well. Can afford to take a pink. Needs to be getting the black as soon as possible.
Well, John Higgins has had 3 great chances to win this frame. Judd Trump's been looking for something to get him going.
7.
Look at the pot success. That's got to go up. I'm sure it will for Trump. Oh, but not on that shot. Wow.
Judd Trump,
Well,
7.
how do you explain that? Tiredness? I don't know.
Well, it's not happening yet, is it? And that could have been the moment to get him going in the match. He steps in, he clears up. Suddenly he's got a bit of momentum, but not to be there. Higgins needs a red. He needs snookers.
And still not over. He gets another chance, Trump. 41 the difference.
One.
Well, he may have to play the black here. It's been a game both of them want to forget.
Well, he's got a pot either pink or black, or he needs a snooker. Blue, he could tie.
Black ball.
So black it is.
Yeah, good shot. And he is going to be on the red. Not ideally, but he is going to be on it.
8.
And with what he's missed so far, this is a very difficult shot. How did that drop?
9.
But now he's favourite to take this frame trump. Now, because the yellow is so far into the pocket, not easy to get onto the green, and that's what's concerning him. So
15.
just checking the score. 26 behind, 27 left. And the safest way to get to the green here is play for it to the left middle. Guaranteed to be on it. Now, it
17.
should be okay. This is slightly hampered by the blue. If he wins this frame, I think he's got out of jail here. Should start calling him Houdini. Higgins has had so many chances. He's overscrewed that though. That is
24.
just nerves. Similar to what Higgins did earlier. If he gets the right side of the blue, he wins. Good attempt to come round, and for a right-handed player who will be able to reach it, he's going to need the rest.
Nicely done. Well, Judd Trump today has played his worst snooker of the tournament, but it looks like he's going to win this frame. John Higgins had a hatful of chances. Trump was there for the taking. But he's cleared up, and he gets the second frame on the board. He might wonder how, but in the end he made a good, steely little clearance there. Higgins will rue missed opportunities to lead 2-0. We're all square at 1-1. Welcome back to semi-final Saturday here in Belfast. One each between Judd Trump and John Higgins. Tonight, this man, the gentleman, Joe Perry, he's in action against Ronnie O'Sullivan. Will be on air at 7:15, live on Eurosport and Quest. Joe Perry against Ronnie O'Sullivan, the second semi-final. And if you want to get involved and give your views, ask questions of the players we'll have in the studio, you can get in touch through the usual social media channels. Use the hashtag Home Nations. We'll see your questions and comments. Well, there are a few questions and comments for Judd Trump in that last frame, but he managed to win it in the end with a little clearance. That may just get him going now.
John Higgins to break.
I'm sure John Higgins will feel he should be 2-0 up, but it's one each, and this is frame 3.
Wow. Cannot believe what happened there. He jumped up, he knew he'd missed it as soon as he struck it. Look at this. And Higgins will be a little annoyed with himself, having so many chances in the last frame to win it.
One. John Higgins
It's taking some settling down for both players in this match.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't that much room past the red, but he's mishit it. He looked pretty solid frame 1 and had good chances, very good chances, you've got to say, in frame 2. I think now, Joe, when these two play, it always seems to be a huge occasion, and I suppose having played in the World Final, you know, it feels even bigger. The two of them still both have memories fresh of that two-day extravaganza in Sheffield.
Yeah, it's so much respect. You can almost feel the respect now for each other. But at the end of the day, it comes down to winning. Higgins in the last frame. If he gets the right side of the blue off the last red he potted, it's a simple little clearance. Just needed one more red. Sent the cue ball round the table and then missed the next red with the rest. Normally he's so solid with the rest. But it was tough. But it wouldn't have been had he just gone a couple of inches harder on the red he potted. Fractions this game. And that's a good pot from a Higgins safety.
One.
So also worth mentioning that
Six.
it is a new cloth, so that will take some getting used to.
Seven.
It's landed nicely. He played to go into them, but that red was always in the way. I'm
10.
surprised he played that shot.
Eleven.
Possible plant. But if he just pulls the cue ball back, he'll have a red to the left corner.
$17.
Yeah, things just not happening. They're intending.
18.
And difficult to see where the next red's coming from there.
Green ball.
That's a good pot. Green. Does that red below the pink go?
21.
And again, it's tight, this. With the cue ball being close to the cushion, it's going to have to strike this well.
$22.
How did he get that in there at that speed? Very nearly stayed on the pink as well. Surely too risky, the pink. It does go. There's confirmation.
Yellow ball. Judd Trump, 22.
So this isn't straightforward. Can't see that red over the pocket. Got to cover it with his safety shot. And there's no natural path back to balk.
Foul.
Oh dear.
And a miss.
Oh dear. And he's left a red on.
Trump 6.
It's going from bad to worse for John Higgins.
It's amazing. You go back to early in the last frame, he was in an ideal position, it looked like, for scoring. You thought this is going to be a big break, it's going to be 2-0. But it all went wrong several times, actually, in the frame. And now he's really struggling. Completely miss-hit that one to let Trump in again. And this is the thing that we often say, and we often say it because it's true, you've only got to play better than your opponent.
6.
You know, Judd Trump might not have to play his dazzling best to win this match if Higgins is off the ball as well.
Yeah, again,
7.
misjudged the speed of the table. Fortunately, the red close to the left corner.
Well, Trump's played on this table all week, but of course it has been recovered. So he'll be playing differently today.
$12. 13.
Well, may have to play a little cannon to those reds. Trusting to look a little here. And it hasn't paid off.
18.
Five points the lead. Doesn't want to give them all away again.
So trump 18.
Cover these reds entirely, so a half chance. It's red to the left corner. Just not happening. And surely that's the end of this frame. Doesn't need those three reds near the black.
One. Six.
It just seems however Trump is feeling, Higgins at the moment is feeling worse.
7.
Needs one more red to be safe.
Yeah, and from what we've seen, nothing is a certainty. This still needs potting. And my word, do knock it in well.
14.
Two snookers to tie.
John Trump 14 in the front.
Higgins, I think, has had enough. Not getting out of his chair. It's all gone wrong for John Higgins, hasn't it? After quite a promising start, he's suddenly struggling badly. Judd Trump has taken full advantage. He's only had a highest break of 42, Trump, but he's leading the match 2-1 with one more frame to come before the mid-session interval.
Thank you. Frame 4. Judd Trump to break.
So Judd Trump, without hitting any sort of heights really, leads 2-1. It's been a match relatively low in quality considering who's playing. Trump looked certain to go 2-0 down, made a steely little clearance and then dominated the third frame.
Yeah, look at the break off there. No, not good at all. Cue ball not close enough to the cushion. Left to red sticking out to the left corner. Well, that's more like it from John Higgins.
1.
Now, if he could get to that red just above the black, he might be able to play the cannon to the red next door. Bring the black into play. That's what it's played for. That's what it's played for. And looks like he's on it.
5.
Nicely done.
6.
And well thought out. Well, he could, if he wanted to, leave an angle on the black next shot to go into the reds. He's got the insurance of the red to the right of the black, but left himself a little too straight, so
14.
just play for that loose red now. And he had an angle on the black, he could have gone into them.
$21. $22.
And again, he hasn't got the best angle on the blue to go into them, so one more red to play for. And then he's got no choice but to try and get into them. And the blue looks to be the better ball to go into the pack from.
27.
Got to get top side of it.
$28.
Yeah, just about right. Got to catch the pink full in the face. Otherwise, a possibility of being off. Didn't catch it full. And that was, well, wasn't the best shot he's ever played, that's for sure.
33.
It was a big target.
Well, it's not going to improve his mood, is it? So 33 scored, looking for cover here as well.
He hasn't got it.
John Higgins, 33.
Left to red sticking out. And maybe a path behind the black. He's normally deadly at these type of shots. But it's not working out today.
No, it's been a bit of a mixed bag from distance for Trump, just 43%, and he's left this red to the right middle. Second bite at the cherry for Higgins, rather, in this frame. I was watching him in his seat between frames, and he looked like he was going through tortures, actually. But I guess one thing on Higgins' side is his vast experience. He's seen everything you can see in matches, and he's a very determined player, as all the great champions are, to turn things around here. Get this frame on the board, 2-2 at the interval, and it's almost like start again.
4.
Forget what's happened, and it's almost a best of 7 when they come back. But first of all, he's got to win this frame.
Five. Just a second. Eleven. $12. 19. 20.
That long red that Trump missed, they were flying in, weren't they, in that World Final against Higgins? Didn't miss many over those 2 days. Chance to get in this frame, but it was wayward. $60 in front, the
27.
2 loose reds would be sufficient to kill the frame off.
Back to black with this red would be enough. The other red, just to make absolutely sure. But this is more like it.
$28.
He got a couple of long reds. The first one he missed by a week. This is the one. $68 points in front.
Yeah, so
35.
this one, to make absolutely sure, you would feel, with the colour to follow. Neither's been at their best, but honours even, as I say, a chance in the interval to regroup. We know
36.
what they're capable of, and don't be surprised if the standard increases after the interval.
$41. 42.
John Higgins looked to certainty to lead 2-0. Eventually lost the second frame to a good little Trump clearance. Trump dominated the third. Higgins has dominated the fourth.
$47. 48.
Semi-finals, no matter who's playing, are often nervy occasions. There's a big prize, obviously, to take part in the final on Sunday with the £70,000 first
53.
prize, the Alex Higgins Trophy, within touching distance. This has been a rather edgy affair, I think, so far.
54. $61. 62.
Yes,
69.
Higgins would probably like to stay out there right now. He's got his arm going. Nice little break. He's not together. Cue ball doing as it's told now for once.
71.
Wouldn't be surprised if Judd Trump was to go out and practice a few long shots.
74.
Yeah, this is by far the highest break of the day.
78.
Trump's best so far, just 42.
Foul.
So the break ends at 78 and it's on as even at the interval. No fireworks yet between these two great players, but there's still plenty of time. It's first to 6 to reach the final. Judd Trump and John Higgins all square in Belfast, 2 each.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together and welcome back your referee, Kevin Dabrowski, and your players, John Higgins and...
Well, I think both players probably welcome the interval, although John Higgins, of course, did make the highest break of the match in frame 478. He was queuing nicely there, but overall, I don't think either would have been too happy with the first 4 frames. The good news, though, for the rest of us is that it's set up nicely, square at 2-2, so effectively now best of 7 to reach the final. Everyone just settling down again. Ready for the resumption. No more intervals.
Thank you. Frame 5. John Higgins to break.
So let's see if the standard increases. Trump's highest break is only 42. It'd be surprising if he won the match if that didn't increase.
Yeah, still not working out on the safety for Trump. Left an easy enough red to the right corner. But a lot of reds to avoid here. Oh, he's done well to avoid the marlin. He's going to be on the green. Or is he?
One.
Oh, just gone a little far. Easy snooker, but he wants to win the frame at this visit, if he can. Well, that couldn't have landed any worse, could it?
5.
It was a good pot on the brown, but he just hit it too hard. Pretty sure he played for the red nearest the left side cushion. So just cost him 5 points.
John
That
Higgins,
mistake.
5.
Poor safety. Well, that's brought the black into play. And although he's left a long straight red on, I don't think it's any good to him. Very difficult to get to a colour from it, unless he's got a slight angle to be able to get back to the blue. Taking it on. Hasn't refused much today, has he, John Higgins? Oh, that's a beauty. That's a great shot.
1.
What a cracking shot that was. And he's on the blue. Just needs to drop it in. It'd be on the red to the middle.
Pot success favouring Higgins. Trump, again, I think it's true of all his stats, need to go up. Long potting as well, you know, Judd Trump, arguably the best long potter in the game, but down at 43%. But even though Higgins had the best of it pre-interval, the score's 2 each.
Six. 7.
Well, the kiss was easy enough for the blue to be potted, but he's the wrong side of it. So this isn't going to be easy to get round to those 2 reds by the black spot. It's a good attempt, though. Well,
12.
he's on one of them. He's actually hit that too well.
And
again, hit it too well, potted the red thin, and that's why he's lost the cue ball. What a terrific arena. Great atmosphere. Nicely on the red, but difficult to get that cue ball out for the black. He can be on it, but he'd like to be getting closer to it. As good as it could get. Yeah, another good shot. From tight under the cushion. Those are very good shots, and he's nicely on the red now. It wobbled.
26.
But dropped.
$27. $34.
He judged that one well. That's nudged another red out.
35.
I guess the question here is if Higgins does up his game, can Trump respond? First things first, John Higgins looking to win the frame in one visit.
Needs a bit of luck here. And if he's on this red to the left corner, he's had a little bit there. Yep, he can see enough of it.
$43.
That's opened everything up.
Please declare, John, okay?
He must get the colour.
Green ball.
And that will do nicely.
46.
Well, before he went to the interval, he started to play. And I said he'd like to stay out there. Well, he's brought that same game back so far.
47.
And he's certainly looking the sharper of the two.
Well, like I say, it's whether Trump can respond. He's going to have to. All the stats, from his point of view, have to go up in the second half of the match. But to do that, he's got to get in. And it doesn't look like that's going to happen in this frame.
$53.
Yeah, that's one, isn't it? Highest break, just 42. This is from
54.
a man who started this tournament with 3 straight centuries against James Cahill. So this is the ball that will leave Trump
59.
requiring snookers. Well, this is more like it.
16.
This is the sort of snooker we were expecting at the start of the day.
Yeah, he got in with a great red, didn't he? Just off
67.
straight. For length of the table. To that left corner. Finished nicely on the blue. And that's another good shot.
68. $75. $76.
Well, he's certainly seeing them now. That's for sure.
80. $81. $88.
So this red now key to whether or not he makes the century. And he doesn't.
John Higgins.
But it's another sizable break from John Higgins. 2 and 2 frames, 78 and 88. Is the Scotsman now making his move in this semi-final? He's leading Judd Trump by 3 frames to 2.
Thank you.
John
Frame
Higgins
6.
leads Judd Trump
Judd Trump to
3-2
break.
in the first semi-final of the Northern Ireland Open. Trump defending champion. Last year he beat Ronnie O'Sullivan in the final. That can still be tomorrow's matchup, but clearly with Higgins now having put together 2 good frames, Trump will be looking for some sort of response.
Yes, and this red is on to the left corner. Choice of 2 reds to both corners.
Well, nearly 26 minutes since Judd Trump has potted a ball. That's playing time.
What a way to start the campaign.
1.
Unbelievable shot. Screwing off the pack of reds. Look at the action on the cue ball there. But he's not out of trouble yet because this is a tough green to the middle.
Well, this is a bigger shot. Much bigger shot, actually. And he's got it.
Yeah, because if he'd have missed it, could have been leaving John Higgins in again. But you mustn't think those kind of thoughts, of course. But it's hard not to when you've just seen your opponent making a big break. It would help if black goes into that left corner, and it does. Well, he would have liked to have been the right side of the blue. Yes, all he needs to do is plot it. It's got the red to the middle, but the black doesn't go into the right corner. Would have been simple just to play down for the black if it had a gone. Now I may have to play for the pink into the right middle.
10.
Just overdone it. It's the wrong side of the pink. Should still be able to get to a red though, but would have liked to have been coming towards them. And that looks to be end of break. And that was all because
17.
he finished the wrong side of the pink from an easy red. Still struggling. Again, this is tricky. This is a very difficult shot. He's just trying to skim off the red. He's played it well.
Judd Trump, 17.
Not the big break he was hoping for, though. Just 17 from Trump.
was a fancy shot he was trying there. And if he's got away with it, he's a very lucky boy. Not sure if you can see enough of this red to the right corner, but yep, he can. So he hasn't got away with it. Cue ball's close, you know. Oh, he nearly dipped in.
What a difference that would have made as well with that red in bulk.
I thought it had actually dipped into the pocket there, which would have been very, very unfortunate.
Six. Seven. Ten. Eleven. Sixteen. Seventeen.
You wouldn't say it's a frame-winning chance, this, with the safe reds. You can tell by the way that Higgins is approaching the game now that he's feeling the stronger of the two. He looks the stronger of the two.
24. $25. $31. $32.
So I've got the angle on the black to move those two reds this time round. So one more easy red.
$39.
He has got the angle this time though. Now, if you could bounce off the cushion and catch the red that's nearest to the right corner pocket, that That's one option. You could screw directly onto them. That's another option. And that's worked out nicely.
.47. .48.
Yeah, may drop him behind that red nearest the left side cushion. And then all you'd need is that red and the one on the black cushion. It's a bit hard. And that's turned this shot into a real pressure
55.
shot, because it's going to be over the pocket if he misses it. He has got the insurance of those two safe reds, so that eases the pressure slightly. So not only does he have to pop this red, but he has to finish high on the black to be able to get to that last red on the cushion. Yeah, that's where it was always going to be if he missed it. So chance for Trump. It's not a good one.
John Higgins.
This is a
55.
chance. He wasn't expecting, probably.
One.
Well, this isn't easy.
8.
To get onto the black in such a way as to be able to move the reds, he's got to play this at pace. Good shot.
9.
Now, what kind of an angle does he have on the black? Can he get to the reds? No. He may be able to force it. No need to
16.
say that's not where he wants to be. 22 points the difference. And that was the safest option.
Just Trump. 16.
Played back down the table. He could have left the red on.
Well, this little passage of play could well decide whether it's 4-2 to Higgins or 3-3.
At the moment, it's Higgins that's in charge of the safety.
Yeah, there's not much to choose between them on the safety stats. Higgins, though, slightly in front.
Well, he can pot it, but the cue ball could be going into the other end. could be in big trouble next shot by playing that shot he's just played, because he was always leaving a chance at Higgins playing the snooker here. Oh, that's not a good shot from Higgins. In fact, he's left the red on. That's probably the worst safety he's played. The cue ball should have and could have been behind the black.
Well, Judd Trump on long potting, 43%.
Well, that was closer. But he's got second prize. He hasn't left the red on.
Both reds now out in play, so you feel whoever pots the first of them will probably win the frame.
Well, that's a better safety from Higgins. Yes, the red's easy enough to hit. Where's it going to go? Where's it going to go? And it's a chance for Higgins. His long pot success is a lot better. 67%. 6 out of 9 is potted. Oh, he was a long way off that. Now where's it going to finish? It could have been a lot worse.
Obviously
Still
something
something.
red.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's still there, it would seem. So Kevin Dabrowski giving it a second clean. Oh, giving it a real scrub, actually. Cue ball as well.
Right-handed player may play this red down the cushion, but for a left-handed player, it's not on. That's a great pot. Here's the kiss like.
1.
Now we had a look at the red to see if it would go in that right middle pocket. Here's another look. I think you can screw him behind that red by playing the yellow.
Yeah, it's all about position, isn't it? It's where he gets that cue ball.
Well, he'd have to be right behind it, looking at the red going into the pocket from there. It doesn't look as though it would go.
Brown ball.
I tried to move it so he doesn't think it goes.
5.
Could have dropped in right behind it, so it's unlikely he's going to take this red on. He hasn't played the red hard enough.
Judd Trump.
And another half chance this for Higgins. That was a poor safety really from Judd Trump. Okay, very close. And I think he can get to the potting angle. That's 2 chances. Long reds for Higgins.
See, Trump's average shot time, 27 seconds. That tells you that he's not playing his best game. Well down on what you'd expect. At the moment, you feel he's sort of hanging on in this match. He hasn't played his best snooker, but he's only a frame behind. Could be level in a few minutes. Higgins has made the breaks. He's made 3 half centuries. Trump's high is still 42. This looks a good shot.
Very nearly kissed the yellow. I'm happy with that. Fraction harder. He'd have left the red on. But this looks like an easy snooker. Play the cue ball in behind the brown and green. Oh, he's played the double. Has he left it? That's the question. Has he left it? Or has he covered it? So Trump
1.
with a great chance to level things up.
Well, it's a bit like the second frame, isn't it, where he made that clearance to steal it. As I say, hanging on, but the danger for Higgins is that Trump suddenly clicks into gear, and Higgins may reflect in an hour or so's time, you know, I had him on the ropes, didn't put him away.
And for such a tough player, for him to have took on the double there when the snooker was
6.
such an easy shot to play, just tells you that Higgins is feeling very confident. I mean, to be fair, he wasn't forced to leave the red, which he did. Could have run safe. Could have gone in.
$13.
So Trump needs the 3 remaining balls here.
$18.
Pots the pink. Higgins can tie.
Yeah, not the best position on the pink, but you'd still expect him to get both balls from here.
24.
Well, another very interesting frame, although there were a lot of errors. As I say, similar to the second, which Trump won with a clearance to the black. History has repeated itself. Higgins took on the double, left the red on, Trump makes the clearance. And for the third time today, this match poised all square. It's now 3-3.
Thank you. Frame 7. John Higgins to break.
So these two still can't be split. It's 3-3. Higgins has made by far the better breaks in the match, but Judd Trump hanging on. Another black ball steal from the world champion in frame 6.
And another long ball to go at. And this time it goes in. Judd needs to slow down, which it has done.
As I was saying, you know, there's no guarantee that he'll continue to struggle. If he starts to play well, Higgins will look back maybe at missed opportunities, but that was a missed opportunity for Trump trying to get into the reds. Didn't do so.
No, and it was a big target as well, that. You'll be disappointed at missing the pack of reds there. He's pushed a red over the corner.
Judd Trump, free.
I think he's covered it. That's confirmation.
It's interesting, isn't it? Higgins has potted around about twice as many balls as Trump, but it's 3-3. And on the aggregate, Higgins well in front, but Trump, of course, has stolen 2 frames on the black.
That's another cracker there from Higgins.
One.
That had to go in. It's leaving reds on. It didn't. The cue ball was going into the reds. Couldn't avoid them because the cue ball was close to the cushion. Great pot. Oh, but he misses a simple blue.
John Higgins 1.
Well, that will certainly knock his confidence in, especially if Trump punishes him. Wasn't, I'm saying a simple blue, it wasn't really. It was missable. Being a little bit unfair. Well, anybody hurt? Just getting the green ready, you see? That's how to play position.
It was a bit pinball wizard, that shot, wasn't it? But it's worked out quite well.
Well, if you can drop this red in, stay on the pink. This is the shot again. Didn't hold back. No idea what was happening to the cue ball or any other ball for that matter. Miss the blue to the middle to allow the Trump this chance.
Ten. $11.
Well, it's the usual drill. If pink doesn't spot, other spots occupied, goes as close to its spot as it can. Has to be in a line with the spots.
$17.
There we are, got there in the end.
18.
Yeah, and it does make a difference because the pink may now go into that left corner.
$23. $24.
You could play in, yes, there's confirmation, it does go. He may play into those two reds by the pink. Doesn't have to. No, didn't have to go into them.
29.
I don't think that pink went into the corner. Didn't look like it from the angle from the pocket.
Don't always believe the camera. there were reds that would go. Maybe this one will still go. We'll go again. Again, no idea what was happening to the cue ball. But if the blue goes to that right corner pocket, it's not too bad. And there it does. It's been a hard fought 38 break so far. And that's a clever little shot there. Had to catch the black on the right side to push it on. Maybe slightly hampered here. Oh, not slightly hampered, he's full hampered. Difficult shot, doesn't have to take it on, he could push the green safe, the yellow safe. If he'd have been knocking in big breaks and he was super confident, then I feel sure he'd try and just drop the black in. But he's not feeling confident at the moment, so
Green ball.
give himself some insurance by pushing the green safe. Well, safer.
Judd Trump.
Just a little short of pace. Captain may have left the red on.
Well, he's not improved his highest break, which is still just 42.
It could have been worse.
Yeah, the cue ball's running behind the green, so cut off all the reds on the left-hand side.
I'm just thinking if he goes for the pot here and leaves the cue ball where the red is, does the red on the far side of the table pass the other red? That's what he's looking at. Oh, so close. Now we'll find out if that red... Well, he's covered it. Good pot. Trying to hold the cue ball,
1.
which he's managed to do for the brown. Easy snooker in behind green, but wants to win the frame at this visit. This isn't good. This isn't good.
5.
sure he expected some kind of a kiss there on the reds, to hold for the reds. Not so unfortunate. He played a good shot on the brown. Expecting some kind of a kiss there on that one or the other one. Would have left him on choice of reds. He's going to try and cover that red nearest the left corner. I think he's done that.
John Higgins 5.
With a good pot, but not a good kiss.
1.
Brave shot to take on.
It's a bit of an ordeal for Higgins this frame. Every time he plays a positive shot, it seems to not yield anything other than the initial pot.
Yeah, good job it went in. Otherwise it could have been under frame. So it does have his benefits. Now he can play a good safety. But from a pot like that, you could be expected to win the frame. He's been positive all day, John Higgins.
Yellow ball. John Higgins 1.
Another very closely fought frame. 32 in it. 4 reds out in the open though. It's a great battle this, even if it hasn't been absolute highest quality. It's been a fascinating duel.
This looks good. Oh, this looks very good. Excellent shot.
Just shy of 2 hours of playing time. Could be plenty more yet.
Well, this is trouble. Nothing to land up to, really. Where you need one of those 2 cushion escapes, if you can get to it. Well, he could just hit the red, and he's done ever so well to play that so well. Suits Judd Trump. That red going closer to the cushion makes it a lot more difficult. I think he has got away with that one. It's another safe-ish red, though, for Trump. Good cue ball.
Well, it's over 5 minutes since anyone podded a ball. This little standoff continues.
Got to be careful here not to push right over this right corner. And that's what he's done. Oh, he's hit it though. I feel sure he'll take this possible plant on, especially with the green being tied up now. Not an easy plant this by any means. And they're off. So a chance for John Higgins. Well, it's not an easy table, but he's made some great clearances in his career. Maybe he could have a go at trying to move the pink in potting this red. Not sure if he's got the angle to play that shot. Well, I think that's what he tried.
1.
Another good shot. Playing around for the red. Didn't hold back again there. Had the red just been a little further off the cushion, he could have tried to play the cannon to the pink again. Still might. Yeah, he tried again.
7.
It would have developed the red had he got the cannon, and that would have left just one difficult red. Oh, so close. He catches the pink three-quarter ball. He leaves the red on. Well, that didn't go according to plan.
John Higgins 12.
20 points the difference.
Yeah, which of course means that Trump needs both reds now.
Whoever pots this red, if it doesn't get ideal on the colour, what a good snooker he could lay. If it was a plant, the pink and the red, you could play this red onto them.
Well, just one extra roll, you would have had Higgins bang in trouble behind that brown.
Will he take this red on? Pushes the blue a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, look at the colours. They're all off their spots in mainly awkward positions.
Trying to develop the green and the brown there, but still tied up. Always thinking, John Higgins. Can he be tempted here? And if he does, which colour could he play for? No. Well, he's left a red to the right corner if he can't pot the red to the middle.
Yeah, they both pot and he needs them both. He's 20 in front.
It was another positive shot though from Higgins. Had the red gone in, he was nicely on the pink with the red to follow.
Pink ball.
Well, as it is, this red, Higgins will need a snooker. Tough old frame this, just shy of 26 minutes. But with the balls where they were, Trump with his lead, it was a golden lead really. And still his highest break is only 42, but it looks like he's going to be 4-3 in front.
Yeah, which tells you it's not always about big breaks. They help for certain, they do. It's
14
that wins those close frames. Finishes up with a trophy.
Yes, it's a skill in itself, isn't it, to win the scrappy frames, and that's what he's been doing today. 2 on the black, another close one here. Has gone to the world number 1.
19.
John Higgins going for his shots, but in this frame it just wasn't happening for him.
Judd Trump 19 under frame.
Bit of a slog that one, but Judd Trump doesn't care because he's won it. So he's 2 frames away from a place in tomorrow's final. He's leading John Higgins at the Waterfront Hall by 4 frames to 3. Judd Trump leads Ronnie O'Sullivan 4-3. Not long to wait before our next snooker after this tournament. The UK Championship starts on the 30th of November. We'll have all 9 days live here on Eurosport. Defending champion there, of course, at York is Ronnie O'Sullivan, and he'll be up tonight in the second semi-final. That's 6:45 will be on air. He's playing Joe Perry. And if you want to make any comments, suggestions, questions, and all the rest, you can contact us on the usual social media channels with the hashtag Home
Frame
Nations.
8, Judd Trump to break.
So Judd Trump 4-3 in front. No one's been more than a frame ahead in this match so far. Will that change here? It's been a different side to Trump today. He's been winning the scrappy frames, the disjointed frames. Not made a half century yet, but he's in front.
Yeah, and that's the only thing that counts, really. Well, the last time he was behind John Higgins, he responded well. 78, 33. Didn't play back down the table because of that red over the left side of the table. Was it too thin? So this red is on, the black is free. Oh, again, he's missed it thin. That's twice in that pocket when he's missed it thin. By a long way as well. It's so unlike Trump to miss long balls by this distance. Must be really concerning him. Didn't leave anything easy though for Higgins. This was always difficult. Good safety. Can see a red, long straight red to the left corner. Got the cue power to bring that cue ball back towards Bork. Just like that. What a shot to have in your arsenal to be able to play that shot. Pot come safety.
safety from Trump. Thinking about Trump today's concentration has been excellent, even though it's been maybe not the snooker he enjoys necessarily. He's really focused hard.
Yes, if you were to say who's going to win the scrappy frames, you'd have probably gone with Higgins, but it's been Trump. He's played some very good safety. More importantly, potted the important balls when it's come down to it. Won the safety battle in the last frame. Yeah, just caught it a little bit too thick. And a little fortunate. Just blew a sigh of relief there.
His little half-ball glance, wasn't it, rather than a full contact that sent the white in near the brown. All these little things can make a difference.
Another good safety. Can play safe off this red on the right side cushion. I have to play it with a touch of left-hand side to avoid the reds. That's one shot he could play. Oh, is he looking at the possibility of a plant there? As long as he can avoid the reds in taking it on, there's a possible plant. Played it as a safety shot as well. They're doing nicely. Concentrating on the cue ball, trying to get it back into the balk area, which is done. Looking at the possibility of another plant, this time to the right corner. And they look to be more gettable, but the cue ball is going into the reds, so it would have to go in. And then it goes. And they could have done with a kiss, they didn't get one. They did now. And it's not a good kiss.
One.
Again, that's where you need a little bit good fortune. He managed to miss the red. How he's missed the red, I don't know. The cue ball could have been kinder. What he's thinking about here is he doesn't want to allow Trump to see that red near the baulk line. It leaves an easy safety shot for him to play. So in playing this safety shot, he's going to try and hide that red.
Green ball. John Higgins 1.
Has he hit it enough? And the answer's no. That's left Trump with an easy safety shot. So trouble again here. Oh, he seems to be playing on the defensive side so far in the safety battle. He found an out last time with that plant. Maybe he could leave the cue ball dead on the black cushion, I don't know. Having a little smile to themselves, these two. We played in good spirits, isn't it? Get out of that one, he says. Well, that wasn't far away. It didn't have the same cue power as Judd Trump. Only brought the cue ball back mid-table.
I think that's what the little joke was about, actually. You can sort of saying this is one of your shots.
Well, he's considering taking this red on, but there's no value for taking the red on. Black, pink and blue. Well, the pink is potable somewhere. Difficult to get onto. But he's playing it. And he's left a red on. Wasn't on a colour. So what can Higgins do?
One.
Complain about the kiss. Now if he could play onto the red to the left of the pink, into that left corner pocket, at some stage, may be able to develop the pink. Would then certainly go to the middle. A difficult table this.
Five. Six.
And he's played onto that red. Pink doesn't go to the right corner, but
Eight.
it will go to the middle in a moment.
Nine.
He's overrun. Played for the red to the right of the cue ball now. But overrun by a distance. Red may be cuttable to the middle. Of course, he's got the red just above the white ball to the middle, but that's very dangerous to take on. Overcut it. So Trump gets his chance in this frame.
John Higgins, 13.
But it's still a difficult table.
Yeah, it was all awkward for Higgins. I mean, 13 he scored, but it was a real effort just to get that far, and you can see he's shaking his head and not happy that he's back in his seat. Trump's got that little extra spring in his step, having won that last frame.
Well, straight up because he knew he'd hit it too hard.
1.
His touch has kind of deserted him today. He's had a look at these two reds to see if one of them goes to that right corner. Played into the reds to try and develop something. Oh, and he's gone through that gap. How has he gone through that gap?
Well, it's that sort of match now, isn't it? Nothing is coming easy. I mean, you couldn't play that, really, to actually void the reds.
No, absolutely not. How has he got through this gap? Any contact and he would have been on reds.
It's become a right old slog, this match. When you consider their world final, which had 11 centuries, obviously a longer match, but even so, that was just a real exhibition.
Too thin again. How close do you have to get? But just because this red's close to the pocket doesn't mean to say it's easy. He could just drop it in, but he'd be on nothing, so he's got to play it at pace, and that makes it missable. He doesn't like it, and that's why he's thinking of playing the safety. Don't ever think that these pockets are easy. Otherwise he would have tucked that on.
Yeah, I mean, the blue's safe, the black's safe, the pink's covered. It's not great, is it, for scoring?
That nearly brought the black into play. That would have made a difference with this red. And that's a great pot and brought the black out. Now, does it pass the red? I don't think it does. But it's in play now.
Brown ball.
Potted it thin. But it's turned out nice.
5. Six.
Now the pink available as well.
Yeah, suddenly the frame's opened up.
Yeah, if you could hold the pink spot here, I'm not sure if you can, but if you could, you'd have the red to the left middle.
Twelve. Thirteen.
Well, that's not the best positional shot he's ever played. I think he played
20.
the cannon to the red, but why play that? Played it a little harder. Not a problem with
21.
that red there.
$27. $28. $34.
Needed to finish top side of the
35.
black, but it's a little straighter than he wanted. It's got a slight angle, but difficult to develop the reds from there. It's got great cue power though. It's a great attempt, but it's always difficult that.
42.
Yeah, good shot. But hard to see where the next red's coming from.
Believe it or not, this is now his highest break of the match, 43.
I think it's worthwhile playing the colour onto the cushion here. 7 points are neither here nor there. 32 points the difference.
I guess it means he would need just the last red and a colour. Look at this shot.
Ah,
Look at this shot.
oh, who would have played that? Maybe in an exhibition, but what a shot that was. That's the shot of the tournament. Lots of left-hand side on the cue ball.
Well, even Higgins, look at that. Higgins saying, yeah, fair play.
Unbelievable shot,
51.
that. Unbelievable.
Well, it's made all the difference, because now he needs this black, and he should be 5-3 up. This frame was in absolute lockdown a minute ago, but Judd Trump has come to life.
I do not know how he's developed a winning
58.
break from what that table was when he came to the table.
Well, the cue ball was like a cruise missile on that shot, wasn't it, to get
59.
into those reds? Unbelievable.
Right. going to be worth another look. We'll be looking at that for a long time to come.
$66.
So all the scrapping
67.
around that he's done, he's now made finally a big break, and it's an important one because for the first time he's going to be too clear. He's missed the black, but the
Trump,
frame is his. 67. And even John Higgins had to nod his head and say fair play, that shoddy play to develop those reds, go on to win the frame. Judd Trump has made his move. He leads in Belfast 5-3. Well, we've just seen surely the shot of the tournament here from Judd Trump, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at this shot. He had to hit the exact point on the cushion there, on the baulk cushion, with the right amount of left-hand side on the cue ball. He's got the cannon perfectly. Look at Higgins nodding in acknowledgement of a fantastic shot.
9. John Higgins to break.
So John Higgins suddenly in a bit of trouble, trailing 5-3. Trump has made his move in style. He needs one more and he's in the final.
Pushed her head to that corner. Has he covered it? And there's confirmation. He has covered it, and now it's Higgins that's got to try and cover it. Hide it in some way. Maybe land up to the red if you can. Well, the red needs to slow down, otherwise it's on to the middle. Another roll. It would have been easy, that red to the middle pocket. Well, looks like he's got the bit between his teeth. Another great pot that from Trump.
Well, this is suddenly Judd Trump again, isn't it?
Is he hard enough?
6.
Yep, he's okay.
He made a couple of really important steals early on, didn't he? A couple of black ball frames that, had they gone against him, he would have been right up against it in the match. Now he's in
7.
in the frame he needs to reach the final.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he played for the blue. A little bit too hard, but he's on the pink. And played the cannon nicely to the red to develop it to the right corner. And here we go with that delicate operation again, trying to get that pink in that small gap. Not to do it with a shaking finger. Delicate. Yeah, a little tentative that. Scared of hitting it a bit too hard. But he can bring more reds into play. He'd be on the red nearest the right corner, at the very least. Caught them a little bit too thin.
21.
Couldn't have played that any better now. Decision to make. Does he go into them? He's still got 3 or 4 loose reds that he could play for. If this works out right. He could win frame a match.
27.
Just see enough of it. Or can he? Wouldn't like to say for sure, but he's right behind the shot, isn't he? May have to play it with a touch of right-hand side on the cue ball, which allows him to play it a touch thinner. He's not sure.
Well, that's the thing, you know, as you say, he's right behind the shot and he doesn't know for sure. Obviously very, very tight. And such fine margins can make a big difference. Coming now to have a look from the pocket.
I've never known what you can see from that end. I always think if you can't see enough of it from the other end, which way it matters. I don't know if you can roll that red into the middle, just drop it in. Well, here we go. Yeah, good shot. Played it with a lot of right-hand side on the cue ball, which allowed him to play the red a little bit thinner. Look at all the side on the cue ball. It takes off when it hits the cushion. And now back in prime position.
Yes, and now, for once, you know, the black's on its spot rather than tied up. There's been a lot of frames where the big balls have been out of commission. It's impressive to win, of course, playing at your best, but sometimes it's equally impressive to win when you've been struggling. And it was a struggle early on for Trump in this match.
36.
But came to life really in one shot in that last frame, didn't he? That turned the whole match.
Well, he caught the wrong red there, and that's why he's not ideally on the next red. If he catches the other red, he's got an easy red to the right corner. If he catches the right-hand red of those two, he's left with an easy red. Now, this is difficult. Good recovery, though. And being a left-handed player, he's okay on the black here. Yep, good shot. Played it with a touch of right-hand side on the cue ball.
51.
What he's got at the moment is a very important facet to his game, and that's belief. And that's all come from the last year. Started here 12 months ago, and he's carried on in fine style.
Yeah, the other thing as well, David, is that he's fought hard. He hasn't played his best, he knows he hasn't, but he's fought hard. And as you said, he's won the scrappy frames, which you could have put down to Higgins winning those scrappy frames. That's the different side of Trump nowadays, that he's willing to fight hard.
Yeah, and he's kept his focus as well. He's talked of fatigue, but bottom line is he's just a couple of balls away from reaching
66.
the final once again.
That's some achievement as well.
Well, it would be 3
67.
finals in 3 weeks. He won the World Open, very narrowly lost in the final, the champion of champions. This black looks like he's going to put him in the final of the Northern Ireland Open. Yeah! And right at the end, he turned it round. He played the shot of the season
74.
to win the last frame. And he has a chance now to
75.
win his third title of the season, because he's in the final for sure. Higgins may look back at some of those close frames earlier on, particularly the two he lost on the black. His chance is gone.
81.
Judd Trump is still riding the crest of a wave. That's the point. Someone's got to beat him. No matter how he's playing, someone's got to beat him. And there's only going to be one player left in this tournament to do that, either Ronnie O'Sullivan or Joe Perry.
'87.
Well, until the last frame, his
88.
highest break was 42. Is Judd Trump going to finish with a century? After all the scrappy play we've seen.
Of course he is.
95. '96.
Well, this is the golden form he wants to produce tomorrow, that he has been producing for the last year. He has ended with a century, his 41st of the season. What a way to bring the curtain down on this match that for a long time looked certain to go to a decider. They had to be prized apart at one point, but John Higgins
104.
will accept that Trump just stepped it up in the last frame and a half.
That last frame was pivotal, wasn't it?
109.
Hard fought, but it was finished with a bit of brilliance from Trump.
Well, they're playing for the
111.
Alex Higgins Trophy, a player touched by genius. Judd Trump's a very different character, but has that same flair and
114.
excitement and skill and tenacity increasingly.
180.
What he does with the cue ball is quite incredible. I mean, the amount of side he got on the cue ball there.
$123.
Well, it was 3-2 down. He was struggling badly, but he's found a way to win this match, and in the end he's produced an excellent last frame. That black's going in, by the way. So 136, a total clearance to complete victory. There's the clenched fist from Judd Trump. He carries his title defence here in Belfast into the final. A thrilling finish in the end. He's beaten John Higgins by 6 frames to 3.
Hey. Hey, ja, hey, hey, ha. Dat staat ook in de zaal. Ik heb ook geen idee. This one from Alan.